prayer and fast that we've been doing together. I don't know about you, but I think the start of this new year has just been incredible. To have 31 days where we've been believing for breakthrough, where we've been setting our hearts on victory, the victory we find in God. There's nothing better. Believing for our family, our friends, our community. I just think it's the best way to start a year. And I'm so excited about hearing how God has been breaking out in the lives of people. I love that our God works on our behalf, that he has a plan and that he loves us. And as we just set our hearts and minds on that, it's revealed, isn't it, in just a new way, which I think is brilliant. So I've just got a few thoughts to share with you today. I've been reading about Jacob. So you can read about him in the book of Genesis, and I've been reading about Jacob, and a verse stood out to me in a new way, and I had a new thought about it. So you'll have to read about Jacob, okay? That's your job, to go to Genesis and read about him. But basically he's been doing some sneaky stuff. He's been putting himself forward for an inheritance that was supposed to be his brother's. He's been conspiring with his mum in order to get the blessing of his father and the promise for his life. Anyway, he flees the area that he lives in to go to another area because he's afraid that his brother's going to harm him. And whilst doing that, he goes to sleep, has a little doze, and God speaks. And this is one of the things God says. So it's found in Genesis 28, and then this is verse 15. And it says, what's more, I am with you, and I will protect you wherever you go. One day I will bring you back to this land. I will not leave you until I've finished giving you everything I have promised you. Those verses really stood out to me, and I just thought about the times that God has just come through for me, that God has been true to his promise, and also just about how he'll do that in the future for me, for you, how he made that promise to Jacob, despite Jacob's failings, despite the things Jacob had done wrong, that God would appear to him in a dream, that he would speak promise over him and safety. Just to me shows the heart of God. And I was just reminded for my own life, and wanted to remind you for your life, that God has a promise, he has a plan, and he's with you and for you, and he will not leave you until that promise is fulfilled. I just love that, the way he says to Jacob, I'll not leave you until it's fulfilled. And that is, I won't leave you ever. I won't leave you. I'm going to be with you the whole time. There's also some verses in Ephesians that I just want to read to you that have spoken to me as well. And it says, for by grace you have been saved by faith. Nothing you did could ever earn this salvation. And I think we need to be reminded of that sometimes. It's not our good works. It's not how good we can pray or how good we can fast or all the good deeds that we do throughout our day. None of that earned us our salvation. It says, for it was a gift of love from God that brought us to Christ. So no one will ever be able to boast, for salvation is never a reward for good works or human striving. We have become his poetry, a recreated people that will fulfill the destiny he has given each of us, for we are joined to Jesus, the Anointed One. Even before we were born, God planned in advance our destiny and the good works we would do to fulfill it. That's found in Ephesians 2, verses 8 to 10 from the Passion Translation. You know, God has a plan. He had that plan before you even took a breath. And it won't change. And I just encourage you to look to him. He's the author and the finisher. He's the beginning and he's the end. And he's everything in between. You know, it gives me so much comfort to know that each and every day God walks with us, that he takes us by the hand, that he leads us, that he guides us. But something that's found in this time where we pull away from stuff, food, social media, television, is just a deeper connection with God. And I want to encourage you to stay connected to him in whatever that means to you and how you need to do that. Stay connected to him. He has a vision. He has a purpose for your life. He's with you. He's going to be at your side throughout it all. But your job is to stay connected, stay in relationship with him, stay in conversation with him. Keep your ears open to hear what he would have to say to you about what is ahead, what's tomorrow, what's the next day. And then walk boldly in it, believing for the best, believing for breakthrough, believing for victory, and worshiping him. Jacob goes on in that story to say the pillow that he had used, which was a stone, he would call Bethel, and it would be a place of worship of God. That surely God was real, that surely God's plan was real, and he would worship God there. And there's something powerful in that, isn't it, in our worship, in our believing God. So as you go into the days ahead, I just want you to stay connected to God and believe God for more breakthrough in the months and years ahead. Amen. Be blessed.